Hello, friends. Right now, real one-time payments are beginning to move toward older Americans in several parts of the country, while a much larger federal debate is taking shape in Washington that could put additional money into millions of households. Some of these payments are already approved. Some are already being deposited or mailed. And one of the biggest proposals now being discussed could be worth more than $1,000 for a single filer and more than $2,000 for a married couple. Today, I am going through the full picture, the federal proposal, the state payments beginning in July, the exact income and age rules, the payment schedules, and the steps you should take now so you do not miss money that may be available to you. Stay with me until the end because I will also show you the fastest way to search for programs in your own state, even if you do not live in one of the states I mentioned first. Before we begin, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Subscribe now, and let us begin with the largest development. The biggest possible one-time payment is not a state rebate. It is the federal tariff refund debate now moving through Washington. Earlier in 2026, Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas introduced H.R. 7865, called the American Consumer Tariff Rebate Act of 2026. The proposal would create direct payments using information already held by the Internal Revenue Service. The estimated payments listed by the bill's sponsor are approximately $1,020 for a single filer, $1,530 for a head of household, and $2,040 for a married couple filing jointly. There is also a proposed payment of $125 for each qualifying child. The income ceiling is extremely high compared with most senior assistance programs. Taxpayers with adjusted gross income above $400,000 would be excluded. That means the overwhelming majority of retired Americans, Social Security recipients, and middle-income senior households would fall below the proposed limit. Now, there is another federal proposal on the Senate side. Senator Martin Heinrich introduced the Tariff Refunds for Working Families Act. That bill uses a different payment formula. Under the Senate proposal, an individual filer earning $90,000 or less would receive $600. A head of household earning $120,000 or less would receive $600. A married couple filing jointly with income of $180,000 or less would receive $1,200. The Senate bill would also add $600 for each dependent child. These are two separate proposals with different income limits and different payment amounts. They are not one final program yet, but the fact that lawmakers in both chambers are now discussing direct consumer refunds is why this issue is receiving so much attention. There is one point I need to make completely clear. No nationwide tariff rebate check has been approved as of July 2026. Congress has not passed a final bill, and the president has not signed a national payment into law. So nobody should pay a fee, give a social security number to a caller, or click a text message claiming that an application for the new federal check is already open. There is no official application open for a national tariff rebate right now. What should you do while Congress decides what happens next? First, make sure you have filed any federal tax return you are required to file. Many seniors do not owe federal income tax, but some still file a return because it creates a current record with the IRS. If a future payment uses recent tax return information, having an accurate filing on record may make the process easier. Second, make sure the IRS has your correct mailing address. If you moved after filing your last return, use the official address change process through irs.gov or submit the appropriate form. Do not assume that Social Security, Medicare, the Postal Service, and the IRS automatically update one another. Third, keep your bank and tax records available, but do not hand them to anyone who contacts you unexpectedly. If a federal rebate becomes law, the IRS will announce the payment process through irs.gov. Until that happens, any person promising to speed up your payment for a fee is not helping you. Now let us move from money that is being debated to money that is already moving. The first major state payment began in Pennsylvania on July 1st. The Pennsylvania Department of Revenue announced that nearly 376,000 rebates totaling approximately $226.4 million, would begin going to eligible residents. This is part of Pennsylvania's property tax and rent rebate program. The maximum standard rebate is $1,000. The program is available to eligible Pennsylvania residents age 65 and older, widows and widowers age 50 and older, and adults with disabilities age 18 and older. The income limit for the current application year is $48,110. But the payment amount is not the same for everyone. Applicants with income from $0 to $8,550 may qualify for a standard rebate of up to $1,000. Those with income between $8,551 and $16,040 may qualify for up to $770. Those between $16,041 and $19,240 may qualify for up to $460. And applicants with income between $19,241 and $48,110 may qualify for up to $380. Here is another important detail. This program requires a new application every year. Receiving a rebate last year does not automatically complete the application for this year. Pennsylvania bases eligibility on annual income and on the property taxes or rent paid during the prior year. The deadline has been extended through December 31st, 2026. That means the July 1st distribution is not the end of the program, it is the beginning of the payment cycle. People who already filed and were approved are receiving direct deposits or paper checks. Applications submitted later can still be reviewed, approved, and paid after processing. The official application is available through MyPath at mypath.pa.gov. Applying is free, and the state says an online account is not required for the rebate application. If you already applied, use the official Where's My Rebate tool. You will need your social security number, date of birth, and the claim year to check the status. Do not use a link from a random text message. Pennsylvania has warned residents about refund scams. Type the official state address into your browser yourself. Now let us go to New Jersey, where another senior payment schedule begins in the middle of July. New Jersey's Senior Freeze program is scheduled to begin issuing qualified 2025 benefit payments on July 15, 2026. This program reimburses eligible homeowners for increases in property taxes above a base year amount. The payment date depends heavily on when the application was filed. Applicants who filed before May 1st are scheduled to begin receiving checks on July 15th. Applications filed from May 1st through June 1st are scheduled for payments beginning September 1st. Applications filed from June 2nd through September 1st are scheduled for payments beginning November 2nd. And applications filed from September 2nd through October 31st are scheduled for payments beginning December 1st. New Jersey now uses a combined property tax relief application to determine which programs a resident qualifies for and how the benefits work together. The state may calculate senior freeze, anchor, and other property tax relief benefits, but the total relief generally cannot exceed the qualifying property tax paid on the primary residence for the same period. If you are waiting for a New Jersey payment, do not assume a missing July check means you were denied. First, check the date your application was submitted and compare it with the official payment schedule at propertytaxrelief.nj.gov. The next state is New York, where more than $2 billion in STAR property tax relief is scheduled to reach nearly 3 million homeowners during the summer and fall. For many homeowners, the basic STAR benefit is worth approximately $350 to $600. For eligible seniors, the enhanced STAR benefit can be significantly larger, often between $700 and $1,500, depending on the property and school district. For the 2026 to 2027 school year, Enhanced STAR is available for qualifying primary residences owned by seniors age 65 and older with income of $110,750 or less. The benefit may arrive in one of two ways. Some longtime recipients receive a STAR exemption that appears as a reduction on the school property tax bill. Other recipients receive a STAR credit as a mail check or direct deposit. That difference matters. If you already received the STAR exemption on your tax bill, you should not expect a second STAR credit check for the same year. The tax reduction is the benefit, For Star credit recipients, New York has a delivery schedule lookup that shows when checks and direct deposits begin going out in each county, school district, town, or city. Payments do not begin on one single statewide date. School tax dates differ across New York, so one area may begin receiving benefits weeks before another. New York also changed part of the senior upgrade process in 2026. Many existing STAR recipients who become eligible for Enhanced STAR are now reviewed automatically as long as the state has the correct ownership, residency, and income information. That does not mean every person can ignore every letter. If the tax department sends a request for information, respond within the deadline printed on the notice. A missing response can delay or interrupt the benefit. If you recently purchased a home, changed ownership, added or removed a spouse, moved the property into a trust, or changed your primary residence, verify your registration through the official STAR Resource Center at tax.ny.gov/star. Now let us talk about Colorado, because this is another example of a state program that can provide a one-time annual rebate to older residents. Colorado's property tax, rent, and heat rebate can be worth up to $1,178 for the 2025 expense year, plus a small possible Tabor amount. Eligible applicants generally include full-year Colorado residents age 65 and older, or surviving spouses age 58 and older, who meet the income and expense requirements. For the current rebate, the income limit is $19,094 for a single filer and $25,788 for a married couple filing jointly. The applicant must also have paid qualifying property tax, rent, or heating expenses and cannot have been claimed as another person's dependent. Colorado warns that the address on the application should match the address on the applicant's driver license or state identification record. A mismatch can delay the rebate. The application uses Form DR-0104-PTC and can be submitted through the Colorado Department of Revenue process. If you live outside these 4 states, do not stop watching and assume there is nothing for you. Every state has different programs, and many counties and cities add their own benefits on top of state relief. Some areas offer a property tax circuit breaker. Some offer a homestead rebate. Some provide rent relief, heating assistance, utility credits, or annual refunds through the state income tax return. You should also search the official website of your state tax department using the words senior property tax rebate, rent rebate, homestead credit, or circuit breaker. Then call your local area agency on aging. Do not assume that receiving Social Security automatically enrolls you. Do not assume that Medicare automatically enrolls you. And do not assume that filing a federal tax return automatically applies for a state property tax or rent rebate. Many of these programs require a separate form every year. Before I summarize, there are 3 mistakes I want everyone to avoid. The first mistake is confusing a proposal with an approved payment. The federal tariff refund bills contain real numbers, but there is no nationwide application and no approved national payment schedule yet. The second mistake is assuming that every eligible person receives the maximum amount. Pennsylvania, Colorado, New York, and New Jersey calculate benefits differently. Income, filing date, property taxes, rent, location, and prior year information can all change the final amount. The third mistake is paying someone to claim a free government benefit. Official applications may require documents, but the government does not ask you to buy gift cards, send cryptocurrency, or pay an emergency release charge. Now, here is the complete picture. In Washington, House and Senate lawmakers have introduced separate tariff rebate proposals. The House proposal estimates payments of approximately $1,020 for a single filer, $1,530 for a head of household, and $2,040 for a married couple filing jointly with an income exclusion above $400,000. The Senate proposal would provide $600 to qualifying individuals, $1,200 to qualifying married couples, and an additional $600 for each dependent child using lower income limits. Neither federal proposal has become law, but both show that direct consumer payments are now part of an active debate. In Pennsylvania, Approximately $226.4 million began moving toward nearly 376,000 approved rebate recipients starting July 1st. Eligible applicants can receive up to $1,000, and the application deadline remains open through December 31st, 2026. In New Jersey, senior freeze payments begin July 15th for the earliest group of qualified applicants. Later filers are placed into September, November, or December payment groups. In New York, nearly 3 million homeowners will share more than $2 billion in STAR property tax relief through the summer and fall. Eligible seniors may receive between approximately $700 and $1,500, depending on their local benefit. In Colorado, eligible older residents may qualify for a property tax, rent, and heat rebate of up to $1,178. And in every other state, use benefitscheckup.org, your state tax department, and your local area agency on aging to search for programs tied to your address. Write your state in the comments and tell us whether you have received a rebate, a direct deposit, a property tax credit, or a letter asking you to complete an application. Do not post your social security number, bank information, claim number, or any private documents. Just tell us your state and the type of payment. Your comment may help another senior realize that checks have started in their area or that an application is still open. Subscribe, share this video with every senior you know, and I will see you in the next one.